On East 71st, the walls have ears, and every brick has soaked its share of fears. 2 townhomes tight as teeth, yet worlds apart. One shadow-bound, one staged with earnest art. Secretary Lutnick now speaks at last, his voice both looking forward and to past. A podcast host, a question barely thrown, and suddenly, the neighbor makes it known. He saw the room. He heard the prince's name. He tells the tale, but sidesteps all the blame. And as he speaks, the myth begins to crawl, not through the house, but through the listening hall. I stood beside the fire but felt no flame. My wife was there, and she can say the same. Disgust became the robe that made me clean, while nearness carved my name into the scene. He casts himself both near enough to know, yet far enough the taint won't leave a glow. His wife was there. She heard and saw the room, and left untouched, immune to shadow's gloom. But if he felt such horror in his gut, why not report, expose or speak, or what? Disgust and distance form a perfect mask, just close enough to speak, not close to ask. He said the man was greatest blackmailer, a heavy claim from such a brief detailer. One line, one room, one twitch beneath the skin. And suddenly he knew the whole machine within. The fewer facts he offers, the more bold his claim appears. It gleams because it's cold. Ambiguity gives power to the pitch. The myth can grow because the facts don't hitch. He skips the chain of proof, just plants belief. A magician who won't show the handkerchief. With no receipts, he swaps the real for law, and what he thinks he saw becomes the core. In 25, a podcast caught the spark. A memory returns from years gone dark. He'd never told the press, the law, a friend, until the hour when narratives must bend. He speaks when speaking guards his reputation, with echoes tuned for self-exoneration. If truths emerge, he's said it all before. A pre-defense dressed up as moral war. So why the silence when the stakes were high? Why now, beneath a self-protecting sky? Late truth may sound like virtue to the crowd, but truth delayed is often lies aloud. He speaks of cameras hidden in the wall, of angles captured just beyond recall. The room implied what justice could not see. The lens, the stare, the threat of infamy. But by invoking film, he moves the frame. From boring checks to thriller plots of shame. And if the film is missing, well, we shrug. While ledgers lie like bombs beneath the rug. It's sleight of hand. He shows us one illusion, while cash and wire leave clearer, colder bruising. And when no tape appears to light the flame, he's made the money seem too dull to blame. 2 townhomes side by side on East 71st, one full of scandal, one of status first. The wall between them now becomes a text, inscribed with silence, myths, and what comes next. He says the wall allowed the man to spy, as if its bricks held secrets, not just lie. Yet that same wall he waves to prove he knew. The wall becomes the witness and the view. But buildings file permits, blueprints trace the truth. No camera holes or secret shafts, no sleuth. The wall is real, but so are deeds and dates. The myth distracts from what the paper states. The state declares no blackmail list was found. Yet he proclaims it roared beneath the ground. The agent saw no trapdoor, no device. Still he insists and pays no public price. By breaking rank, he makes himself look brave. A rebel truth-teller no power could enslave. His words seem bold while others speak in code. He gains by painting facts as overload. Yet dissonance is useful to the sly. It makes the listener ask who might lie. When truth feels lost between the state's own voice, his speculation starts to sound like choice. I saw the room, he says. I felt the dread, as if to cleanse what future hands might spread. Confession sweetened just enough to sting, a mirror trick to hide another thing. Confession builds a moat around his name. If files appear, he's not the one to blame. I told you all, he says. I didn't hide. And pre-accusals let him step aside. But candor staged is just another play. He chose the parts his story had to say, and what's not said becomes the loudest note, a silence tailored like a tailored coat. He paints a tale of tapes behind the door, the kind that ruin kings and start a war. The public gasps, imagining the scene. Their eyes go wide, their hearts begin to lean. But while we chase the cam and secret reel, the banker hides what auditors might feel. When all we seek is film, the wires blur, and money laundering gets less of a stir. It's classic bait, alarm them with a ghost, so when real monsters come, they scare us most. And if no camera's found, he shrugs. Too bad. While funds flow dark and dirty through the pad. I knew him, yes, but only just enough. The vibe was strange, the gesture far too rough. A single tale, too simple to unweave, yet potent for the message it can leave. He's not just speaking for himself alone. His words imply a warning in their tone. It tells the others, speak your piece today, before the record shows another way. What sounds like truth is really just a drill, a pre-reckoning shaped by practiced will. And when the tapes or transfers meet the sun, each one can say, I said it, I'm not one.